Welcome to the Haunted Beauty Diaries Podcast. I'm your host, Annisa Bryan. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We have an exciting episode lined up for you today. First, I'll be creating a dark witch makeup look inspired by Pinterest. And we'll dive into some fascinating urban legends related to witchcraft and Halloween, including a witch-themed creepypasta. We'll also cover how women are dominating the music industry, topping the charts and delivering impressive live performances. Speaking of music, we'll discuss upcoming tours, new albums, and recently released tracks. Ariana Grande recently hosted Saturday Night Live, and many are calling it the best episode ever. In our What's Trending in the Beauty Industry segment, we'll look at Makeup by Mario's new eyeshadow palette and Patrick Ta's new eyeshadow duo, along with his other exciting makeup releases. Stay tuned until the end to see how my makeup look turns out, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and engage with every button on the screen to help me keep going. Hey there, spooky friends! Welcome to episode 10 of the Haunted Beauty Diaries Podcast. Can you believe we've hit double digits already? Today, we're diving into Halloween costumes, specifically how to stay warm while looking fabulous when the weather outside is frightful. But before we get into all that, let me catch you up on what's been going on in my haunted beauty world. So, I've been working on this witch makeup look I found on Pinterest, and it's not your usual red and black vibe. I'm talking deep browns, charcoal grays, greens, golds, burgundy, and some silver shades. It's unique, spooky, and I can't wait to share it with you. Oh, and we're also diving into some creepy urban legends about witchcraft today. Plus, I've got a spine-chilling creepypasta inspired by those legends to share with you. It's going to be a good one, but honestly, I've been feeling a little burnt out lately. I recently did this amazing Wicked theme look, half Elphaba, half Glinda, and I've been dragging my feet on uploading it to YouTube. I promised myself I'd post new Halloween makeup tutorial every Sunday leading up to Halloween, but life happens. I'm sure you can relate. On the bright side, I've been getting out more, going on lots of walks now that October's here. There's just something about the crisp air and the crunch of leaves after it rains that makes me love the season even more. It's hands down my favorite time of year. Alright, let's talk costumes. This year, I want to go all out, but finding a plus-size costume on a budget is tough. Everything is so expensive, especially with shipping costs. I mean, I don't want to drop $100 on something I'm only wearing for one night, right? I've been brainstorming ideas. Maybe I could be the other mother from Coraline or Shigo from Kim Possible. I even thought about the Yamada from Girl vs. Monster, but I'd probably spend a whole night explaining who I am. I also considered a Disney princess like Tiana, but I need something practical for the weather. Cheryl Blossom from Riverdale would be perfect, but that jacket costs more than my coffee budget for the month. So I'm thinking DIY is the way to go. Velma from Scooby-Doo is simple and affordable, but I need a winter jacket over it, which kind of defeats the purpose. I might just end up reusing one of last year's costumes. Devil, Harley Quinn, or my trusty pumpkin dress. Now, for all my fellow cold weather Halloween lovers, here's the key: layering. Onesies are a lifesaver. They're like wearing a warm hug all night. Superhero costumes are also great, but you can slip some thermals underneath without ruining the look. Batman, Superman, Buzz Lightyear, Dark Vader, they all work perfectly for a chilling night. And to my makeup queens, don't worry, you can still show off your artistry while staying cozy. Think characters like the Corpse Bride, Shrek, and Fiona, or even the other mother from Coraline. You can layer up and still look spooky fabulous. And who says Winnie the Pooh can't rock a turtleneck, right? Classic costumes are always a hit too. The Sanderson sisters, Jack and Sally, or any Tim Burton character, they tend to have built-in warmth. Those witchy dresses and skeletal suits are practically blankets in disguise. Oh, and group costumes. I'm loving the Powerpuff Girls, Strawberry Shortcake gangs, and even Barbie squads this year. It's like the 90s and early 2000s are back, and I'm here for it. Speaking of group costumes, I've been toying with this idea from Girl vs. Monster, a trio featuring the Scarecrow Diamata and the Witch. How cool would that be? I haven't seen anyone do it, which makes it even more tempting. Now, onto some party drama. I've been planning a Halloween bash since June, but trying to get my friends together has been harder than getting a cat to take a bath. Everyone's either busy, sick, or already has plans. It's like trying to herd cats on Halloween in a haunted house. So I'm switching gears. Instead of hosting a small gathering, I'm thinking of hitting up a Halloween dance party or club event in Toronto. Sometimes you've just got to roll with the punches, right? At the end of the day, Halloween is all about having fun and embracing your inner weirdo. Whether you're trick-or-treating in a cozy onesie or showing off your makeup skills as a creepy character or joining your squad in a group costume, there are so many ways to make this Halloween unforgettable, even if it's cold enough to freeze a ghost. So, what are you dressing up as this year? Got any clever ideas for staying warm while looking cool? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep it spooky and don't let the cold scare you away from an amazing Halloween. As old as it is relevant, this urban legend circulates every year when October 31st approaches. Alright, Spooky Squad, let's dive into something that seems as old as Halloween itself, an urban legend that resurfaces every October without fail. You might have heard it on TikTok or from someone warning you about the dark side of Halloween, the legend of witches hexing Halloween candy. This one has been making the rounds for years, and with every retelling, it gets a little more sinister, a little more dramatic. The core of the story goes like this. Witches practicing dark magic are said to cast spells or curses on Halloween candy. When you bring the candy home, you're not just bringing sweets. You're knowingly inviting negative energy, malevolent spirits, or even demons into your homes. And in some versions, eating the candy allows those dark forces to affect or even possess the kids eating it. Creepy, right? What's fascinating is how this urban legend has evolved. I've come across it on both sides of TikTok, from pastors and devout Christians who see it as a warning to stay away from Halloween, to those who are deeply into spirituality and believe it's a real danger. A lot of these stories seem aimed at steering people away from Halloween, especially when you hear them in Christian circles. that view Halloween as pagan or even satanic holiday. It's like they're using this legend as a way to scare people into not celebrating, playing on the idea that evil can hide in something as innocent as candy. This legend actually ties into a couple of older fears, blending the well-known Halloween candy tempering scares from the 70s and 80s with much older fears of witchcraft that go back to the European witch hunts. People were terrified of witches harming children back then, and that fear seems to have carried over into this modern day candy curse. Now, before we get too spooked, let's ground ourselves in reality. There's no real evidence backing this legend up. Modern Wiccan and neo-pagan practices are actually about harm none, and cursing children is the opposite of what they believe in. But still, the story lingers and reflects our deeper anxieties, whether it's parents wanting to protect their kids or religious groups worrying about spiritual warfare. So, here's where I'm curious. What do you all think? Have you heard this story? What version did you hear and who told it to you? And how do you think these urban legends shape how we see Halloween and witchcraft today? Let me know in the comments and let's chat about it. Remember, well, it's always a good idea to stay cautious, especially when checking kids' candy on Halloween. The true magic of this holiday lies in the fun, creativity, and community. Stay safe, stay spooky, and keep an eye out for those full-size candy bars, not curses. Creepypasta, the Hex Halloween candy. It was the last Halloween that the Thompson family would ever celebrate. The small suburban neighborhood of Winfield had always been a cozy place. The kind of place where everyone knew each other, where kids would play in the streets, and where Halloween was a huge community event. But something changed that year. People couldn't quite put their finger on it, but there was a tension in the air as October rolled in. Whispers floated around claiming something dark had happened in the neighboring town the previous Halloween. Stories of cursed candies that brought unimaginable horrors to those who ate it. But those were just stories, urban legends. No one took them seriously. The Thompson family certainly didn't. They loved Halloween, decorating the house with jack-o'-lanterns, hanging skeletons in the yard, and setting up an elaborate candy station at the door. Their daughter Emily was especially excited this year. She was going as a witch. Black dress, pointed hat, and a broomstick that her father had painstakingly crafted out of wood. As the sun set on Halloween night, the trick-or-treaters came in waves. Ghosts, superheroes, and princesses filled the streets, and the neighborhood buzzed with laughter and the crinkling of candy wrappers. Emily returned home after a successful haul and eagerly dumped her candy out onto the living room floor. "Let's see what we got," her father said, sitting down beside her. Together they began sorting through the stash, tossing aside the less desirable candy and stashing the chocolate bars. Then Emily pulled out something strange. It was a candy she didn't recognize, wrapped in a black and silver foil, with no brand or logo on it, just a small hand-drawn symbol that looked like some kind of star. It was odd but not alarming. "Looks fancy," her dad said, raising an eyebrow. "You want to try it?" Emily, ever curious, peeled back the wrapper and popped the candy into her mouth. At first, nothing happened. It tasted like a mix of caramel and licorice. Not bad, not great either. She shrugged, tossed the wrapper aside, and moved on to the next piece. But as the night went on, Emily started feeling strange. She told her parents she was tired and headed to bed early, which was unlike her, especially on Halloween. Her parents didn't think much of it. Maybe the excitement of the night had worn her out. But just after midnight, Emily's mother awoke to the sound of whispering. At first, she thought it was her husband talking in his sleep, but when she nudged him, he was dead silent. The whispering grew louder. It wasn't coming from the room. It was coming from Emily's. Her mother got up and padded down the hallway, the cold floor sending chills up her spine. As she reached Emily's room, the whispering stopped. She slowly opened the door. Emily was sitting up in bed, staring blankly ahead, her eyes wide open. "But, honey," her mother whispered, stepping into the room. Emily didn't respond. She was motionless, her hands clutching the edge of her blanket. Her mother's heart began to race. She moved closer and gently touched her daughter's shoulder. That's when Emily's head turned slowly, in a way that no human head should be able to turn. Her eyes looked onto her mother's, but they weren't Emily's eyes anymore. They were dark black pools, as if the very light had been drained from her soul. A voice cold and sharp escaped from Emily's lips. "You brought me here." Her mother recoiled, stumbling backwards. What's happening, Emily?" But the thing wearing Emily's body just smiled, a wicked, twisted grin that stretched too far across her face. "She's gone, and soon you will be too." Terrified, her mother screamed for her husband. He rushed into the room, only to find Emily standing at the front of her bed, her head cocked at an unnatural angle, her lips still curled in that horrific grin. "What's going on?" he shouted. But as he approached, Emily raised her hand. The room plunged into darkness. When the neighbors called the police the next morning, they described hearing a woman scream and the sound of glass breaking in the middle of the night. But when authorities arrived at the Thompson house, the family was gone. The doors were locked from the inside, the windows untouched. There was no sign of a struggle, just an empty house and a pile of Halloween candy sitting in the living room. The only clue was a single piece of black and silver foil lying in the middle of the floor, the same hand-drawn star symbol etched on its surface. No one ever saw the Thompsons again. The house was abandoned, and whispers of what happened to them spread quickly through the town. The legend of the hexed Halloween candy became more than just an urban myth. It became a warning. Every Halloween since, some say they found a piece of candy wrapped in black and silver foil amongst their trick-or-treat haul. Most throw it away immediately, but those who eat it, well, they're never heard from again. So, if you've ever find a piece of candy that doesn't seem right, one that feels a little off, don't eat it. You never know what might be lurking beneath the wrapper. Let's dive into the exciting world of women dominating the music industry. Camila Cabello recently performed an incredible live set with Vivo on YouTube, featuring songs like Dade County Dreaming, Godspeed, and BOAT. The aesthetic of her performance was perfect, set in a modern woman's bedroom with string lights and a queen-size bed, matching the city girl vibes of her album. From her bedazzled ski mask to her custom microphone, Camila nailed both the visuals and vocals, while her dancers brought all the energy. She's truly raising the bar for what live performances can be. Becky G's new album, Encuentros, pays tribute to her Mexican heritage, blending traditional mariachi and ranchera sounds with her own modern twist. The album is a deeply personal project inspired by her late grandfather. For her upcoming tour, Becky plans to serenade a lucky fan each night with her song Dolores, offering them a special VIP experience, including a limited edition t-shirt that fans can't buy anywhere else. It's such a beautiful way for Becky to connect with her audience in a personal and unique way. Shakira's latest single, Satura, featuring Dana Paula, Anita, and Winnie Harlow, is a celebration of female empowerment with an all-star cast and an infectious beat. Her upcoming tour is already generating buzz, with fans eagerly awaiting her signature high-energy performances and iconic dance moves. Meanwhile, Sabrina Carpenter's hit Espresso continues to top the charts, and Ariana Grande's latest album, Eternal Sunshine, has captivated audiences, especially with live renditions of songs like Imperfect for You, Supernatural, and Eternal Sunshine. These women are not just creating music, they're crafting unforgettable experiences that highlight their talent, creativity, and dedication to their art. A new eyeshadow palette has just launched, and brands are already preparing for the holiday season. Celebrity makeup artist Makeup by Mario has introduced the Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow Moonlight palette, a stunning cool tone winter theme collection. The palette includes 12 shades like blues, grays, browns, and shimmering golds, making it versatile for all skin tones. Priced at $92, it's now available at Sephora. Makeup lovers are buzzing with excitement, eager to create looks that transition effortlessly from day to night, especially as we head into the cozy fall and winter months. In addition, Patrick Ta has released 5 new major dimensions eye illusion eyeshadow duo palettes. These playful palettes feature shades with names like We Need Better Lighting and Talk to My Team, offering iridescent pinks and duochrome pinks. Other standout shades include the Copper, Do You Know Who I Am, and the gold tones in Still at the Club. Patrick's inspiration for I'm With Her came from his clubbing experiences, where he'd use the phrase to avoid getting kicked out. These palettes are designed to be worn opaquely or scattered over matte shades for added shine. They will be available at Sephora this holiday. The beauty industry is truly alive with creativity and innovation as these exciting new launches hit the market. Ariana Grande hosts Saturday Night Live on October 12, 2024, and it turned out to be one of the most watched episodes since the Dells in 2020. Grande kicked off the night with a monologue that showed off both her incredible vocal range and her comedic timing, even bringing out her Wicked co-star Bowen Yang for a surprise cameo. Throughout the episode, Ariana starred in some unforgettable sketches like the Family Feud Election 2024, cold opens the hilarious Bridesmaid speech, where she intentionally sang off-key, and My Best Friend's House as a real musical sketch. She also nailed a Celine Dion impression in a sports promo parody and teamed up with Bowen Yang in Sharade's Mom, showcasing their great chemistry. Other highlights included the hysterical comedy castrati with Maya Rudolph and Andy Samberg, and a sketch packed with Jennifer Coolidge impressions called Maybelline. As a musical guest, Grande performed 2 tracks from her latest album, Eternal Sunshine. The episode also had fun guest appearances from Maya Rudolph, Andy Samberg, Jeff Gaffigan, and Dana Carvey, who brought back his famous Joe Biden impression. Fans love the Bridesmaid speech sketch, a parody featuring a hilarious performance of Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso. The sketch went viral, especially for its wild twist revealing the bride's bachelorette party drama through song, leading to a breakup with the groom-to-be. Overall, this episode has been hailed as one of the best in recent SNL history, with Ariana Grande shining both as a host and musical guest. The drama around the fan-edited Wicked movie poster started when a fan altered the official poster featuring Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. In the original, Erivo looked directly at the camera, showcasing her eyes and green lips. The fan edit changed this to mimic the Broadway poster, hiding her eyes under a witch hat and replacing her lips with a red smirk. Cynthia Erivo responded strongly, calling the edit deeply hurtful and offensive. She expressed on Instagram that her direct gaze in the poster was intentional, as it allowed her to communicate with the audience, and erasing her eyes felt like erasing her identity. The controversy sparked a conversation online when some supporting Erivo, highlighting the problematic nature of editing a black queer woman's face, while others defended the edit as a tribute to the original Broadway design. Director John M. Chu showed his support for Erivo by sharing her statement, further emphasizing the issue. This controversy brings to light the ongoing debate about representation and the impact of fan edits on actors, especially actors of color. Hey guys, that's it for today's episode of the Haunted Beauty Diaries Podcast. We covered a lot of ground today, discussing how women are dominating the music industry with their amazing live performances and tours. We also talked about the new and upcoming eyeshadow palettes from Makeup by Mario and Patrick Ta, which are perfect for the holidays. I created a witch-themed makeup look using gray, red, purple, green, and silver shades. Plus, we celebrated Ariana Grande hosting the most viewed Saturday Night Live episode, featuring the viral parody of Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso Domingo. I hope you enjoyed all the topics we covered. Let me know your thoughts, and if you made it to the end, comment wicked makeup look so I know you watched the full video. Thanks for your support, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.